Hey, welcome. All my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy. P-Funk, thinking right, out here in the lab. But I do what I do. Today I got a nice little lesson for you. I'm going into my Google state of teaching where I'm going to break out something for you and give you some good information about it. Today we're going to talk about suffering. Two reasons why we suffer. Let's go. Right as a 25 rules live by, storytelling. Story with a message and story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline employed daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is for all right things to do just that. My goal is to get you to do just that. If you tune in, everything I do, everything I try to get across to you is to get you to know you, aka thyself. The question is, do you know you? If you don't, I'll help you out with that. That's what I do for you. Let's go. A person who knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. Teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believe that they know, they just avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep and waking them with knowledge of self. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up to yourself. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right? Think of know thyself into my app. Be true. Flash alert. Pyramids are coming back. New tease. Okay. That's advertising and marketing, but yeah, I got something for you coming. All right. Right thinkers, let's talk about the two things that we suffer from. Well, what's that? Memory and imagination. Left and right side or left and right hemispheres of the brain. One remembers, one imagines. When they're not working together, you will be living in a state of dream world or the past world. Either one, not good. You got to learn to live in the now. Right? Thinking philosophy teaches you how to live in the now. But let's talk about the suffering right quick. You suffer when? When your memory is running you. You ever talk to people and every time you see them, all they want to do is go back to what we used to. That's a memory person living in the past. Your memory will hold you back. It's hard to progress living in on the used to be's and what you can't do that. A lot of people do. So as a right thinker, ixnay on the memory. When you want to store that memory lane, you take the time out, pull yourself aside, and you do that. But you don't expect everybody that you meet and greet to live in that world that you still living in, or what we used to do and how it used to be and what you used to do. That's memory. Your memory should, like your ego, not run you, but it should help you if used it correctly. Yeah, when it's to your advantage to use your memory to what? Learn, remember what not to do, things that shouldn't be done. Why? Because you did it before, you know it didn't work. Don't do it again. So memory will serve you if used correctly. Your memory is a servant. Watch this, not a leader. Again, in the same way, your imagination is memory just forwarded. But it ain't gonna do nothing. It's just you using your imagination to remember. That's crazy. Your imagination is the tool for you to use to give you something to strive for. Either either good or bad. Again, my imagination drove me to sell drugs and think I'll be the best drug dealer, all that nonsense. That's imagination. Okay. Fast forward. my memory said, you remember what happened about that? We ain't doing that again. So it served me not to do what didn't work. Insanity is what? Doing the same thing, expecting a different result. I know where that ends up. Done deal. Moving on. That's why I teach the concept. You don't want that. Why? We know that's ending up. So moving on. You can use your imagination to what? To inspire and motivate you to what? Better yourself. AKA know thyself. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, I'm a witness to that. Yeah, meaning I know I use my imagination to motivate, move me, but also use my memory to remember. Not that way. Okay, so you can't change the past, and nothing you can do about the past, but remember it and talk about it won't do jack. There's other people off. I'm one of them. Okay, you can't change your past. You tried, and what happened? You suffer from self-inflicted memory constant ideas that don't serve you. All they do is just cause you depression. Most people depressed. Why? Because they past or what they imagine didn't take place, so they stop. Okay? When you know thyself, watch this. Your memory is not, excuse me, your memory is not in control of you, but it works for you. Again, remember what didn't work, remember what you should be doing. Okay? Lifelong lessons. I remember the lessons back when I was a kid to this day. Why? Because it's lifelong. Memory, again, is mental. Mind. Right thinking, philosophy is mental. Watch this. Tutoring, which is teaching you to what? Control your thoughts, aka your memory and your imagination. Their thoughts. It's all mental. Right thinking teaches you how to control your mental with knowledge and understanding, not a bunch of superstitious mumble jumble and hoping you just believe. I don't do that. I have both good and bad what memories. We all do. I don't live in them. I learn from them. Okay. Even the good ones, I can't go back and and relive it. No, I can remember it and enjoy it. But just like the bad ones, you don't want to go back there, but you still can remember it and use it as a tool to, like I say, motivate you. But I have, watch this, reached self mastery. How? So by using my memory and my imagination together to do what? Live in the now and manifest what it is I think I should be. You can't live, watch this. You can't live your life by memory alone. They are good again. Imagination and memory alone don't do nothing, but they're good servants, terrible leaders. Don't let your imagination or your memory control you or lead you. It's not good. I can use my memory, and I do. What? To learn from my past, good or bad. But I changed to live in the now. Why? From learning from the past. You live to the now to make the future now. That's the imagination being used. You can't watch this now. You can't live in the future again now. We know a bunch of people who one day I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna. We know the people. We all grew up with that concept. Watch this. Now, if you don't have a plan, and that's what the imagination is a plan for the future, your future will never come to you. Why? So you will suffer, aka failure of reaching your personal achieved goals in life. A lot of us have big dreams, aspiration, and a lot of us go to a state of depression when they don't come true or don't manifest for them. So understand that we all have future plans for what who we want to be and do, but without what the hard work, the arduous times that you had to put in to reach those things. Those who become successful know just that. Why? Because the work that they put in is what made them successful. We see them successful. We don't see them doing what they do to make them successful. And that's personal for anybody. Now, you can go when they work. I remember Muhammad Ali, when he's working out, that camera's there. But when he get up and do his regimen, They had to either get with him or don't get nothing. Why? That's what he did. So understand that the work that you put in, again, you reap what you sowed. I can imagine me being rich and famous. We all did. That's why I hustled so drugs. I thought that would get me there. But without the work needed to make it possible, it's just it's a dream imagination. Okay, no difference. You sleep and dream. You in your own world in your mind. If you woke and you dreaming, you just use imagination, not living in the now, you're still living in your own mind. And either way, it don't get you nothing. I'm living in a future that I never planned. Why? Because the life I chose, the lifestyle I chose as a young man, didn't afford me the advantage of getting old. I thought I would live. I didn't plan to get old. So understand that. So I'm in uncharted waters now. I took him as far as I could go, got me as far as I can go. Now I'm pretty much on my own. So I'm good. Why? Because of my memory and understanding how to use it to my benefit. I can go through life and not do some of the stuff that I know I shouldn't do. Why? Because I did it before. It didn't work then, no need to do it now. That's the difference. That's called growth. Okay? Wisdom, getting older. I never watched this. Imagine me being old. I told my brother that, man, I don't know about no being, I'm no old man. You know, you see this? I'm older than, yeah, I got past that. So, yeah, now I'm living a life I never imagined. Picture that. We all want to live that life that we imagine. But trust me, it's better to live a life that you didn't. It's more fulfilling, more adventurous. Every day is something new. So enjoy it. Trust me. We suffer now, pretty much. Why? Because of ignorance and superstitious beliefs that don't serve us. But we want to believe it, and the whole time it never materialized. Why are you taking that route? If you stuck without your memory, excuse me, if you stuck with your memories, you will suffer when? Daily. Why? Until you change your mind and or become a right thinker. Why? You can't just live in the past. You have to catch up. You got to start getting with the move, man. Right thinking to help you do that. That's what I'm saying. Now, if your imagination is in control and everything is one day I'm gonna, or when I'm gonna, and you ain't putting in the work, you're going nowhere. And you're living in, what's this? If your imagination is in control and you're living up to your imagination or not living up to your imagination, you will suffer the what? The feeling of being what? A loser. Not that the world tell you the world, not that, no, you can beat yourself down if you live in an imaginary world that don't come true and you're going to beat yourself up. Again, self-inflicted. The ego will turn on itself. It's greedy. Okay. If your imagination is in, oh, excuse me, if in life, balance again is what? Using your memory, your imagination to make a better life decision for yourself now. Spiritual enlightenment is what? The way to end suffering of what? Not doing or not living in the past, not projecting yourself into the future, but understanding living in the now and enjoying the moment. Enjoy yourself. You only get one shot at this. So when you end the suffering due to what? Your spiritual ignorance. Once you become spiritually enlightened, now you can open up and enjoy what you do have. Ignorant people worry more about what they don't have. Your imagination is all about what you want, what you don't have. Your memory is what you used to do, what you used to have. What happened to the now? Get comfortable living in the now. Okay? Last one, I'm about to wrap it up. And I appreciate you tuning in too. Watch this. Become a right thinker. Yeah, why? And end the suffering of self-inflicted problems and doing that by how? Well, how you gonna help me start that? Teach you how to know that self. The lessons I gave you, the tutoring I try to put down for you will help you do that if you follow them. Some of us want to be teachers. Some of us want to teach. But when you going to learn? How you going to teach without learning? I put my time in. I just teach. It ain't about debate with me. I'm giving you a knowledge. I'm giving you information that you can use. Trust me, I'm doing this for you. Last one, again, appreciate you. Your memory, again, and imagination, both will cause you to suffer if not understood and used in the proper manner. Because they will self-destruct. You will self-destruct yourself with not living up to your imagination. You'll self-destruct by staying stuck in your memory. Watch this. A depressed and ignorant mind will always suffer from its own inflictions, aka lack of knowledge. I'm tired of beating that horse, but let's move on. I'm about to wrap this up. You know how I feel about that concept. If your life is based on imagination, aka future things that are only in your mind, you're not living in the now. It works both ways. Push and pull, no, you got to be balanced. That's why Mayat keeps the balance. And your choice, your decision making is all based on you. Which way is going to work out for you? Good or bad? Your choice. Watch this. If your imagination be a star, if your imagination is to be a star, basketball player, athlete, whatever it is, but a star in life when you're a kid, and most people do. Very few people, we grew up, when I was coming up, big man, fireman, and all that cheap nonsense. Now, everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to be a billionaire. So it's all about the bling bling, baby. And if that's what you can do, watch it. As a kid, you do. But watch a minute. But at 40 years old, run up and down the hoop court, some of the basketball I thought ain't in the car. So if you still following that dream that's, overdue, that's time to wake up. That's what it is, a dream. And then come to a sleeper, but a dream. If you're still dreaming, that means you're still asleep. Moving on. If you like off your past, if you live off your past exploit, here we go, of fame or drug dealing, you're stuck on stupid in the past. I got 40 years of that nonsense. I keep it around to prove the point that that's not the way to go. It was the way that I chose back then. I'm trying to use my memory and my past to show that's not the way to do for somebody else who may think, well, I might want to be drunk. No. Okay, it's fine to do something better. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I use it for. Last one. When you become a master right there for philosophy, your memory, your imagination is under your control. No more suffering from self-inflicted nonsense. Why? Because you know thyself. That's my goal for right thinkers. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'm out. I'll be back.